Howdy guys, Mike Risco here, your host of the Greater Ossining Chamber of Commerce Chamber Chats, and I'm here with my friend Scott Ryan, and looking forward to this conversation to talk to you about what you've been up to, your past a little bit, and what we have to behold for the future.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to see you. Yeah.
Same here, thank you.
So can you just introduce yourself to the audience, who you are, and what your business is now?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Scott Ryan. I've been brewing for it's coming up on 35 years. I look back in my logbook and on St. Patrick's Day.
Brewing beer.
Brewing beer. Sorry, yeah, brewing beer, not tea.
Right.
Brewing beer since 1991. On St. Patrick's Day was my first brew, and I did it for fun to begin with, and it became a hobby, then an obsession, then it became a profession. And eventually I had the idea of opening a brew pub and wanted to do it in the town that I've been living in, raised my kids in, and that was down in Ossining. And we had a brew pub there for a couple of years and had to close up because of internal reasons. But I learned a lot from it, and I just had to keep brewing. So I took all the knowledge and recipes that I got from being down by the river, and I had to rebrand, give everybody their money, and create get a new license. So I went from 6 degrees or separation restaurant brewery to 6 degrees or less brewery.
Great.
And so that's where I'm at now. And right now it's a production brewery, and I'm getting set to open a more of a tasting room or a tap room or a speakeasy.
That's really cool. We've really enjoyed watching your journey going through this whole thing, and enjoyed the place that you had. So can you tell us a little bit about what was, you have a whole other profession, right? You're a teacher. And so are you retired now? Or you're
officially retired or graduated, depending on your point of view.
Okay.
I put in 33 years in the system. I still do after school work, so I'm still in the teaching capacity and a couple of part-time jobs. But getting back, focusing more on the brewing is where I want to get back to.
So it's amazing. I think that's great advice for people. Like, even if you have a day job, full-time job, you can still pursue your passion and follow your dreams, which you've been doing the whole time. So when did you start to brew beer? Was it something for fun that you did like at college, or how did that start?
It was actually, I'd just gotten a teaching job I was down in Queens, and just actually had a little bit of money in my pocket and heard about people doing it and was getting tired of regular beer. So like I said, it was back in 1991, and I went out, and there was a winemaking place out Long Island. Guy sat me down in front of a TV, put a VCR tape in, if you remember those, VCR tape in, sat me on a carpet on this little tiny TV and left the room. And he showed a video on how to make beer. 20 minutes later, he walked in and he goes, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Set me up." So I started doing it as a hobby and started, and the internet was really thin at that point. Mm-hmm. And as the internet grew, the amount of information that was traded around, or recipes that were, and feedback groups were just exploded. And so my brewing kind of went along with that as well.
So then over time, you opened the brew pub, and that was one of the best places in town. I know we were there all the time, like every weekend. You had live music, we played music there, and it was just like a great spot to kind of meet everybody. You had great food there and a great staff, and of course you had your beer there that you were brewing, and probably you had other beer on tap.
Lots of other beer, yeah. And
that was a lot of fun. So can you share a little bit about your journey with that, opening that? I mean, it's a lot of work. You don't have to tell us all the details, of course, but boy, is that a lot of work to do that. And you were probably working more than with your day job. So doing that and then, opening a brew pub, it's got to be a big task.
It was a lot. It was a lot of background. I did a lot of background reading, downloaded books, printed out books, and just to see what other people did, some of the pitfalls. The guy from Dogfish Head, he wrote a couple books. I went through all those books as well, and I was able to pull in from other people that I knew in the industry. They were able to give me some ideas. But I think one of the hardest things was finding the space. And then once we found the space that suited our needs, we kind of went in for it, and we did some fundraising, get some cash initially into the place, and hiring the people. Everybody kind of just gravitated towards it. Yeah. And it just clicked, and it was a lot of on-the-job training, but there was a lot of support around as well. People giving their 2 cents, and it was. It's always helpful to reach out. And
so now you've changed gears a little bit, and you're moving in a new direction. So what is it that you're working on now? So the business has a slightly different name, as you mentioned earlier. If you just kind of tell us again what that is, and what is your plan now? Like, what are you doing now and maybe over the next year? Like, what is the next plan?
Okay, the plan is, well, it's for the new renamed Retort Brewery, or Pivoted, I think is the business word, is 6 degrees or less. It still comes back from the same idea from when I opened the first place, the first version. I was up in Vermont at a antique store, and there was a sign: "Enters a stranger, leaves a friend." And that just got into my soul, and every time I meet people, they give me the same feedback. And so even though the place is closed, I didn't fail. I still created something that lived and breathed for a while, and I learned from it. And I guess you move on. It just is different chapters.
Yeah.
So now I'm just brewing, and it's just myself at this point. So I'm brewing, and I just recently bought a chiller, which means I can make pilsners and lagers, not just ales.
Okay.
So I can expand my repertoire. And usually I do fairs and festivals across the warmer months, and I just bought a canning machine. So hopefully I can start to can and then get the beers out into bigger areas, and I have the kegs as well. So that'll all be part of the process, and to get the beer out instead of just from a point of sale out to local bars and restaurants.
It's amazing how one little sign or one book or thought or inspirational person can make you, can just change your whole trajectory.
It does, and you never know. Especially when I'm in the teaching field, I still get students come back to me about something I said, and you never know how it's going to affect people. So that's always in the forefront of my mind. Just
So
conscious.
Are you selling beer now? Can people buy your beer at the moment?
Not quite yet. I have to.
So what's next? How can they taste it? How can they see you? And where do they go?
Okay. Right now, I'll be at the. I just signed up for the Earthy Festival.
Okay.
So I'll be down there on Ossining, right on the waterfront. They'll probably stick me on the beer pier again, right on the water itself, which is fine. It's a great place, and it's a really it's a great day. And then very shortly, I have to restock my beers. I was sick at the end of last year, or from all of summer actually, and so I have my reserves are low. So I need to brew some beers. Then I'm going to open a tasting room up there.
Oh, great.
Where you can get growlers or bring your own growlers to fill and go.
So tasting room, so you can come in and taste the beer, and
Yep.
then you could fill a growler,
Yep.
and that's how that works.
Yep.
Cool. People will hang out and do exactly
Yeah.
what you've been set
I
out
have
to
a
do.
bunch of
People
tables
meet
and
each
chairs.
other.
Yep, that's the whole concept. Yeah.
That's great. So that's really exciting. And what I'd like you to share with the audience is what can you share for people, that entrepreneurs or people that might want to open a micro brewery or a beer pub or just open their own business. Like, what kind of things did you learn that you can share in just a couple sentences with people to help them really save time and not go through so much agony to try to open a business?
The biggest thing I think is your passion. If you're passionate about it and you have a good product and people give you some feedback about it, and you're willing to adjust if you get something that you don't like or don't appreciate. Like, I've dumped beers before because they didn't taste good.
Don't be discouraged.
Don't be discouraged. Move on. What did you do wrong? Every beer I do, I have a logbook for, and I keep detailed notes. And so either I repeat the same process, or if I need to change something,
Right.
and then see what the process is. In essence, it's kind of the scientific method. You try something, and if it changes, great. If not, you keep going. But really, just keep plugging along. If you got an idea, if you find a little niche, go for it.
I think that's
and do research. Do a little bit of research from the background. Yeah.
great advice. So where can people find you if we want to reach out to you or eventually go taste? How are we getting in touch with you?
You go to the website, www.6degreesorless.b as in boy, p as in Peter.com.
Okay.
And the actual physical brewery is up in Shrub Oak at 691 East Main Street.
Okay.
It's in the basement of the building. On the second floor is UMAC. Same UMAC that's in Briarcliff. There's one up in Shrub Oak, which is actually my afternoon job.
Okay.
And so the school
You
program.
just don't stop working, do you?
I graduated.
Right.
I'm still working. And on the first floor is Northwell Health. So I'm in the basement there. It'll be like a speakeasy, but
Great.
hold maybe 15, 20 people at most. And I've already gotten some of the contacts from people, maybe broadening things out, but I got to get myself established a little more first. But there's stuff down the pipeline.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing all of that. It was great to see you again, and we really look forward to visiting you at your new place and tasting your great beer. All right, everybody. So thank you.
Thank you for
nice
having me.
to
I
see
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And we will see you guys next time on the Greater Ossining Chamber of Commerce Chamber Chats.